This is political Nigeria. Watch this and I'll come back for analysis.
Nigeria. Does everyone remember this graphic? Everybody should remember this now. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Aliko Dangote in a meeting, I keep saying meeting, in an interview with Makta Diop of the IFC said that, they're going, it is all he said, we're going into power 20,000 megawatts. He didn't give any details. Also, Peter Obi, when he essentially accepted the nomination for the presidential ticket for the NDC, said, they're going to produce, if he's elected, he'll get an extra 10,000 megawatts of energy. And at the time, we said neither of them had given us any details. It's a shame Rufai isn't here with us, but he sat down with Rufai in an interview and he refused to give any details. And anyway, let's listen. Take a look at the clip.
Somebody said, if I don't give you power, don't vote for me. Did he tell you how he's going to give you power? So why must my own be in the marketplace?
But you are saying you are different. Can you tell us?
I'm different because where I promised it that governor delivered it. And I've said, and I repeat, that in 4 years, we will generate, transmit, and distribute at least 10,000 megawatts of electricity.
How are you going to do it?
No, I'm not going to tell you how. It is not for you to know how.
Now, of course, it's everywhere. It's all over social media right now because, look, we have a broken system in politics, right? Where, look, this is a quote from Adia So, and this is something completely separate. She's a tech executive, worked with Nine Mobile, worked with MTN, worked with a lot of tech firms. And she has this Substack, essentially a blog she writes. I subscribe to. Just look at the top of the paragraph there. Spend enough time inside a broken system and the bricks stop feeling like bricks. The generator that runs for 4 hours a day becomes the power situation. The bank that needs 6 forms of documentation becomes just how banking works. The 2-hour detour becomes the route. The workaround becomes the process. Nigerians do not punish politicians for not disclosing their plans. It's just how it's been. Look at our debates. 2015, President Buhari, may you rest in peace, didn't debate. Same thing in 2019. The NESG put a debate together in 2023. It never happened, so we didn't see candidate Tinubu versus candidate Obi and so on and so forth. So Peter Obi, to be fair to him, you heard him say, somebody said we're going to give you power, and he didn't tell you how he was going to do it. He's referring to President Tinubu, who had said, or while he was a candidate, if I don't give you power, don't vote for me. Although he said, if I don't give you power and I don't give you a reason why I didn't give you power, don't vote for me. So he's essentially playing in that pool where he doesn't have to face any consequences for not giving his plan. So it's up to Nigerians at this point to make politicians, give their plans, because electricity is a very, very serious issue.
So Peter Obi has made a promise that it is going to increase Nigeria's electricity generation, transmission, and supply or distribution to 10,000 megawatts. That is actual distribution. Now, I want you to take note that Nigeria actually has an installed capacity of up to 15,000 megawatts, all right? Under the Buhari era, it moved up to 15,000 megawatts of installed capacity. But the actual distribution is around 5,500 megawatts at the most. It oscillates between probably 5,000, sometimes 4,500 to 5,500 megawatts. The Goodluck Jonathan era actually increased that distribution from around 3,000 to 4,500, which was a huge increase at the time. Okay, but since then, the installed capacity has been increasing, but that is the installed generation capacity, all right? It's been increasing, but the actual distribution is not increasing in that same pace. Now, the problem, the issue here is this. Every presidential candidate has promised that if he won the election, was going to increase our distribution of electricity. But you see, when they get into that office, that doesn't really happen. It never happened. Okay? It didn't happen. So, and during the campaign, they actually say all of these things and they don't give the details. For instance, President Tinubu said if he didn't fix electricity, provide electricity all over the country, state electricity. It should not be voted in. It should not be voted in the second time. However, I understand that he made a caveat. That is a disclaimer. Is it a disclaimer? He said that if he didn't fix the electricity, and he didn't give a reason for that. Okay. Now, but he didn't explain how he was going to do it. He didn't explain that. How was he going to do it? He didn't explain it. Nobody asked. Here, Mr. P2B is saying the same thing. He said 10,000 megawatts. And I want to assure you that 10,000 megawatts is not great. It's not great. It's not, for this country, it's not great at all. Okay? I can give you a rundown of, the electricity distribution capacity of this country over the years. 10,000, well, it's an improvement, but not great. However, great or not great is not even the issue. The issue here is Mr. Peter Obi did not say how. He was interviewed and he was asked the question, how are you going to realize that? He said, no, you don't need to know that. Come on. This guy is not serious. He said, you don't need to know that. That information is not for you. He said, you can't put it out in the market. All right, the question here is this. People say that if he puts it out, they will steal his idea. And what about that? If the idea is stolen, is it not for the benefit of the country? Doesn't he want the development of the country? Is he about himself or the country? Listen, if the APC government stole his idea and implemented it and Nigeria became great, come on, it's not a great thing. Is that not what he wants for the country? Doesn't he want development for the country? We all want development for the country. It's not about who did it. It's about Nigerians enjoying these benefits. Did you get it? Now, and by the way, an intelligent person will put out his ideas there. If they are stolen, he will create new ideas. That's what an intelligent person does. All right. And let me tell you something. There have been candidates, like in Lagos State, for instance, the PDP candidates in the Labour Party candidate wrote wrote. Now this guy has always put out his ideas, and the APC government had ignored his ideas and did their own thing. They didn't even care about his ideas. They did their own, whatever plans they had is what they did. So this issue of stealing ideas is nonsense, absolute nonsense. If you have an idea, put it out. But the truth is, the fact is, these guys who make these promises do not have the idea. They do not know how to implement promising. Political manifestos, mere political speeches, flowery speeches, embellished speeches intended to deceive the masses. Or intended to, because you see, the problem here is this. People are populists. Our politicians are populists, right? They like to say the things that people want to hear, because our people have itching ears. Sorry to say that, but they want to say what the masses want to hear. They want to appeal to the masses. They know what the masses want to hear, and they say that. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to stop here.
This is Political Nigeria. Subscribe for more.